right, what's in the news?
All right, so former Saturday Night Live star Leslie Jones was slammed online.
You can't say star. You cannot.
What do you think is the correct, what shall we call her? What is her pronoun here when it comes to SNL? Alum?
Even that's lofty for her because she did nothing on SNL except for butcher short bits of dialogue.
Mm-hmm. You once called her the unfunny black dude on Saturday Night Live.
I was doing a roast. I think it was a Baldwin roast. And it was it Chris Redd?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Former SNL.
Yeah. And oh, wait, this is Leslie Jones, right? So I said, Chris Redd was on the dais with us, and I said, when I heard the unfunny black dude got fired from SNL, I thought it was Leslie Jones. I didn't know it was you, Chris.
Right.
So that was basically.
I love that one.
That is a kind of funny joke, right? Because it's always good to roast other people up there.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of friendly fire.
Well,
I guess.
The best is when you can roast. I made fun of both of them in one joke. Yeah, she is not. I don't know if it's a DI hire or whatever. She is no. Her stand-up comedy is wash my ass, basically, and then her I don't know. You find the bit that she was good on SNL. But anyway, all right, we'll play the clip.
I think marriage is legalized slavery.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my head.
Absolutely not. I don't think. I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, he might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
Jesus.
All right, she's fucking dumb. I mean, she's dumb. What? She's a dumb person. Now, what is trag? And I know it's a new one.
Oh, so it's trad?
Trad.
Trads, which is traditional wife. A trad wife.
Okay. Okay. First things first. Do we need to shorten everything?
No.
I got time for you to say all of traditional. Okay. Traditional wives, I would argue, percentage-wise, traditional wives are happier than whatever version we're trying to shit out now. We're telling them they don't need kids and they need to work and someone else can cook the meals and they should call Grubhub and all. Women are fucking going nuts. I don't know if you noticed it lately because we've taken them away from tradition. I don't get this thing. It used to happen to me in my marriage. I would sort of be open, which is, look, I'm going to work all the time and provide you with tons of money, but you got to go shopping and then you got to cook the whatever. And it was always like, I don't get why we have a full-time nanny and a cleaning crew. Why do we have a cleaning crew? Just you don't have a job. You can clean your, and if you said any of that shit out loud, it's like, oh, caveman Carolla's coming in here with his club. And it's like, fuck you. Number one, you go on the fucking road every weekend. How about that? You fucking fly Southwest. You go make a shitload of money, and then I'll stay home and kick ass. But you're not capable of doing that. Well, I am. And by the way, the reason you're miserable is because you fucking sit around all day. Get fucking busy.
Yeah.
Do the things. And I'm fine with traditional roles. But if you'd like to flip the roles, and then you can work your fucking ass off and make a ton of money, I will happily stay home and take care of business.
Any guy would be totally cool with two incomes, one household, and everything be split down the middle. Now, in some cases, you have guys and girls who can go out there and make a ton of dough and then come back. I mean, I look at Kelly Clarkson, and her husband, he basically took her to the cleaners because
good for him.
you know?
Although I hate to say it, he's a piece of shit.
Absolutely,
but
yes.
It's nice having it swing back the other way.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm sensitive to this because the only working couple I ever experienced was my grandparents. My grandmother worked full time. My grandfather stayed at home. And he dutifully cooked and cleaned and like fixed sprinklers. And there was no such thing as takeout. And there would have been no such thing as him calling my grandma and going, on the way home, could you pick up some Thai food? I'm in the mood for Thai. It didn't fucking exist. Here's what I'm saying. If everyone wants to work, then everyone should work, and we'll have our dual income, and then we'll get a maid, and we'll bring home fast food or takeout because we're both at work all day. Fine, we can do it that way. Or you can go out and be a super successful lawyer. I'll fucking sit around the house all day, but then it'll be on me to make the food and clean the shit. We shouldn't be spending your money on cleaning services or takeout food or any of that shit. I'll handle that.
Yeah.
Or I'll go out and you can fucking do that. There is no version where you go out and you're a super successful lawyer and I hang around all day and talk shit about you to my fucking friends where I'm not considered a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah.
Why are you not a lazy piece of shit when you do this? And then why am I a piece of shit if I get to bring it up?
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how many times you go to a couples therapist. And one of the biggest gripes that men will have when it comes to their wives is, I go out, I make the money, I come home, everything is still a mess, nothing is taken care of. Can we please try to figure it out? And there's always a little bit of pushback from the therapist who goes, well, maybe there's a compromise in the middle. No, there is no compromise. The compromise is I bring home all the money, get some shit done, so I come home at 5 o'clock. Everybody is able to just enjoy the rest of our evening together. That would be a perfect world, would it not?
I had a therapist once when I was begging my ex-wife to buy healthy food and protein and stop with the fucking pizzas and the pastas and all the bullshit. And I just kept saying, just, make them eggs in the morning and stop with Vinnie Tortorich be like, you got to get on the protein. They're eating too much junk and frozen food and stuff. And then at some point, and I was like, spend all the money you want. Just get the good stuff, get the good meats, get the good cheese, get the good protein or whatever. And then at some point, the therapist said, well, if Adam wants this so bad, then he should take the kids out shopping. And I'm like, or you could just fucking get the shit Vinny told you to buy with my money and come home. Why do I'm fucking working.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what it is. It's cheese. Don't get the Hot Pockets. Don't get the toaster pastry. It's super straightforward. So we are fucking nuts. This is why our society's falling apart. And here's the deal. For anybody, if one person is working and providing all of the money, they are allowed to have requests and ask for things. Listen, Daphne's in the next room. I pay her. I get to leave this studio and I get to walk over there and I get to go, Daphne, we're going to write an email to so-and-so, or I need you to pick something up. Pick up my dry clean. I'm allowed to do it. If I don't pay her, then I'm not allowed to tell her what to do.
Of course.
We have a relationship. I fucking pay her. So for this period of time, she listens and does what I ask her to do. That's our relationship. If she was paying me, then no, I couldn't tell her what to do. And if I paid her nothing, I still couldn't tell her what to do. So if you're going out and you're busting your hump and you're working, then you should expect X amount of work while we're gone. And like I said, my grandfather honored that code. He said, she's contributing, I must contribute, and I'm not going to contribute by spending her money on a cleaning crew. I'll clean myself.
Yeah.
And it was understood, and all you have to do is flip the script and have the guy be the one that stays home with the full-time nanny, and then you'll realize that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's the math.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Ask any dad who ever pays for their kid's car. When he pays a monthly stipend every single month, he makes that payment, and when he hangs that over their kid's head saying, hey, I need you to get this done or there's no more car. How many times does the wife come back and say, you can't do that to them?
Right.
That's not fair. No, I'm the guy paying for it. Of course I can. That's why I do it.
By the way, there's no woman who would ever put up with that relationship. You fucking go out work all day and weekends and stuff, and then you just come home and go, make yourself dinner. I didn't do it, or I didn't feel like it. Are you fucking nuts?
Yeah.
They wouldn't put up with it.
There's a great scene in Mad Men with John Hamm where I think it's his secretary has given him some heat and says something like, I do all this stuff for you. And he goes, and then I pay you money. And she says, well, you never say thank you. And his response is, that's what the money is.
Right.
It's my thank you for doing the thing I asked you to do.
So anyway,
Yes.
Leslie Jones, unfunny, dumb, and who knows. And about black people, everything's slavery. I know for you guys, but that's a weird one. And it worked. It worked for time immemorial about the wife cooks and cleans, and the wives are happier, and the kids are fucking happier.
Yes.
It's a better life, everyone. So sorry, tough shit. But now Just fucking go out, don't have kids, and work your ass to death. Fine.
4 suspects were busted after Baldwin Park police uncovered a staggering $500,000 plus cache of stolen catalytic converters in a massive Norwalk takedown, capping a month-long probe launched amid a surge of thefts across Los Angeles. Look at that thing, huh?
I will, if there was, here, I'm going to say this, 500,000 worth of things. If there was one Japanese guy, Jewish guy, or white guy involved with this operation, I will apologize to every single community, because I can tell you it is literally impossible. I don't care if they busted 200,000 people.
Yeah.
There would not be one Japanese guy. There would not be one Jew. And we're not even going to find a black guy in this crew.
No.
Or a white guy.
Well, did you see the picture right there? Andrew, can you put that back up? Did you see the photo of the lady
Yes.
in the top? Yeah, so there you got the blonde lady of a certain stature.
Well, you say blonde, but I'm going to go Hispanic with the dyed blonde.
With the dyed blonde? Okay.
I'm gonna say, you go top left. I know Hispanic ladies with dyed hair. That's
the tight yoga pants and the flat shoes.
That ain't Morgan Fairchild.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go, I don't know if you can blow it up, but it's going to be one big Alvera Street, because this is their turf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm so confused with the catalytic converter stuff, because I come from a land where this doesn't happen all the time. But what do these guys do with this? They steal the catalytic converter and then they turn it in? I mean, how?
They have, well, first off, LA is one big black market now. We let it turn into a black market because we just opened the borders, and this is what they do in Mexico. So it's all cartel-y stuff, and it's all the heavy metals that are in there in the catalytic converters. And I don't think they resell the catalytic converters. They sell the metals in them. So you do realize that Los Angeles, we steal copper from the wires.
I got a story about that. Yes. Yep.
You got another story about telecom wire. We're pulling, and you can look it up, Dawson, but we're pulling the metals out of there. We are stealing elements. Now, we're at the point where we're not stealing car stereos or big panel TVs. We're stealing things on periodic charts. Rare earth black market. Yeah, it's rare earth black market stage. I don't know why it says stage on there, big. But anyway, that's right. So you do realize in LA we're stealing minerals now, and once in a while, we're at that stage. Sorry, you print it out. Once in a while, we break it up by stealing someone's pet. We're stealing dogs.
Yeah, Lady Gaga's dogs.
We're stealing cable and dogs. Like, we used to be wallets.
Yeah.
Jewels.
You're right.
Jewels.
Car stereos, hubcaps. Yeah.
We'd be jewel thieves. There'd be guys who rob banks. We're stealing shit that's on the street.
Yeah.
Materials and dogs.
Yeah. I liked a time when we just stole identities on the internet. Now we're back to physically stealing things again, and I don't know if I'm all about it.
I liked when people stole diamonds, and then every good copper movies, like every one of those, like Friday police shows, you know what I mean? They have the bad guy and he'd go Starsky and Hutch or something. They go, where are we going to move the ice? They love saying ice. They loved saying ice for diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to fence this ice. Yeah, I don't know why for like a 7-year period from like 1977 to 1984, we just said ice, and they fucking loved it.
There's always the end when the guy shows up, the dude who stole it, and then he comes to the guy's giant palatial place, this billionaire who wanted the diamonds, and he's sitting on his back patio, and he takes that black bag, and he throws it onto the table, and he goes, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Keep
My
your
last
ice.
one. Yeah, I'm out. No more.
Yeah, what is the story you
So
got?
the story is that they've been stealing. Oh, this goes back to your rich man, poor man, by the
Yeah.
way, because rich man, poor man, you know the going price of copper, which, by the way, do you know the going price of copper?
I have no idea.
$5.60 per pound right now.
Okay.
But one of the things, this came out in the New York Post, that Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass believes that solar-powered streetlights will make it harder for thieves to swoop in and steal the copper. That is her solution.
Right, but we'll play you the clip. But let me explain something to Karen Bass and all the fucking fruitcakes on the left. Criminals make money stealing shit. So, all right, you make pot legal. All right, they don't bring in pot. They bring in fentanyl. Okay, you stop fentanyl. Oh, we'll do human trafficking. They're super fucking versatile. They didn't steal copper because they're copper enthusiasts.
Yeah.
They fucking sell it. They'll be stealing your solar panels. You
Yeah.
understand? You don't get it. They'll steal whatever. Now, you can go ahead and try to figure out why they're doing this or who they are or who's shitting them out or what they're doing in our town. That'll stop. The part where you're just going to keep, hey, take all the batteries and lock them in a cage. Good. They'll start stealing deodorant. Mm-hmm. That's how they work.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Well, Christine, a lot of time these crooks go after streetlights like this one. Joab will show you they broke in here and knocked out power to this light in much of the neighborhood. But this time the crooks went after internet cables underground, and it was all caught on camera.
They're
Copper wire crooks
3 in the morning.
strike again.
Working
this
on the
time around
street.
3 a.m. in Van Nuys, one man wearing a hoodie, the other shirtless with a medical mask, surgically removing wires.
It was loud, and then I was like, hold on, people have been stealing copper because I walk these streets.
Candace Cervantes heard the action and started recording. Her video shows the shirtless suspect pulling internet cables from underground while his partner stands watch near the getaway car.
And then he even took a long black cable, tied it to his car, and they were trying to, like,
This is in the middle of the night, in the middle of Van Nuys.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, hold on. The police station is in Van Nuys. If anyone been out, the Van Nuys, the courthouse, if you want to go down to the courthouse or you want to pull a permit, building permits, or the police station, they're all in Van Nuys, right off of Van Nuys, in the fucking middle of Van Nuys. So Van Nuys isn't that big.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Good.
This section of Van Nuys plagued by thieves targeting copper wire also above ground. Block after block, ripped lines connecting to streetlights left in the dark. The thieves didn't seem worried about getting caught.
Oh, no.
This problem's so rampant right now. AT&T has crews from Northern California here trying to restore service. Is that happening a lot? Yeah. Across LA, the numbers are staggering. Roughly 32,000 streetlight repair requests now active, mostly tied to copper theft. Mayor Karen Bass last week approved plans to replace those lights with solar ones.
Like, what's the point of stealing that?
To make money, so they go and sell it, but it gets you guys without streetlights and Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Some unaware, not worried that the thieves on
Wait, there's still a little more, I think.
their block haven't been caught.
I'm so angry.
While major portions of the neighborhood are now dark and without internet.
It's annoying. It's frustrating. They make the environment here, I mean, it's not the prettiest, but they don't make it any better, for sure.
Yeah, she said that. Oh, wait.
She estimates that the crooks were here about 50 minutes while it took police an hour to get here. So far, no arrests have been made.
Yeah, no, right.
No, of
we have
course
no appetite for it. This, by the way, that's Karen Bass's constituency. The people steal all the copper wire, the
Yeah.
ones that vote her into fucking office. So.
Yeah.
All right, LA, listen to me, LA. I told everyone this the first day, and this is 30 years ago. The first time I saw them putting barbed wire around the freeway signs, I said, that's a problem. We got to figure out where this city's going. We're going the wrong direction. Stop, gut check time. If you got to do this, you're going the wrong direction as a city. Now, we're only days away from people stealing the barbed wire that they put around the sign.
Yeah.
They're stealing fucking dogs and minerals, everybody. Reverse course. Figure out a different direction. I don't know what else to tell you. It's probably the same. It's like, you know, when Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass are like, oh, he's like, what are these people talking about? It's great out here. No, it isn't. It's just, No one's making this up. It's either catalytic converters.
Yeah, and now we're going to have one of those storage units filled with solar panels here in the next 8 months.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So you can go to, that's right. Remember Nithya Raman, who's running, she's in the lead. Is she in the lead? Yeah, Nithya Raman is in the lead to be the next mayor. Socialist Nithya Raman is going to lead to be the next mayor. She's the one who was angry at Toyota for making it so easy for them to steal the catalytic converter. So I don't think she's going to be impactful. And if all her attention is spent on Toyota. Yeah. All right. This Friday and Saturday, Salt Lake City, Utah, Wise Guys Comedy Club. Rudy, are you out there?
I'm not going to be out there with you, but I will be with you in Phoenix.
And then that's this week. And then Sunday night, San Diego, Solana Beach, Belly Up, great club there. A couple shows there. And then Phoenix, where Rudy is, Desert Ridge Improv. 5 shows there, man. So check it out. And go to the merch store, because I got a T-shirt that you guys are going to like. Just go check out over at the merch store. Rudy, what do you got?
Well, I'll be with you in San Diego and in Phoenix, and then I got a bunch of dates on my own coming up here in May, so please check out rudypavichcomedy.com.
So until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Rudy Pavich and Rob Morrow saying mahalo. At my core, I feel like an unorganized fuck-up loser from North Hollywood, right? Now, it's not that I don't have self-esteem. Like, I know I'm good at a bunch of shit, and I'm fine with it. But at my core, I grew up in chaos and dysfunction. And it was everything was like, where are the keys? Who knows? I would have to break into my fucking dad's house every day when I lived in the garage. Eventually, I just lived in the garage, showered with a hose, shit in a decorative popcorn tin bucket, and pissed out on the yard because I would be locked out of the house. And I lost my keys so many times, I just couldn't use the bathroom or the kitchen or anything. I was just in a garage. So at my core, I'm this really dysfunctional, disorganized, chaotic person who I've forced into someone who's responsible and works and pays bills and takes care of people. But my head, I'm disorganized. So I fuck myself up all the time where I go, oh shit, where'd I leave my sunglasses? And then I start looking like under the car seat. I start looking in dumb places all over the place. And 9 times out of 10 with me, they're in the drawer where they're supposed to be next to where I put my keys. But I wouldn't look there because an organized person would put their shit there. Right. And I've lost it. Somehow I lost it. Where is it? There's a little bit of like, oh, fuck, I lost it. I can't tell you all the times where I just went, I've lost something that I didn't lose. That was the old disorganized, chaotic me, thinking that's where he would have put it.
Carrying that luggage into your
yes, but the new version of me actually puts stuff in the right place and is responsible.
Yeah, you're one of the more responsible guys I know. I think that's where having a good woman comes into play because when your woman goes, well, why don't you have a key dish?
Yeah.
When my ex-wife said, why don't you have a key dish by the front door? Every day you come home, you put your keys in the key dish, and when you leave, you pick them up out of the key dish. And I looked at her and said, you're insane. Like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, really?
But I did it.
Good.
And it worked great.
I know. I used to have that argument with my ex. I was telling her, because she would put both keys and then would be in her purse, and then she'd go out of town for like her car. And then I'd be like, I can't move your car. And you're blocking the, oh God, I had one of the greatest.
It's pre-Uber.
Oh, one of the pre-Uber. I had this great moment. You know where like there's like moments where it's like, oh, this little snapshot is your entire relationship in a moment. You know what I mean? So she's got a $100,000 Tesla. And I'm like, I come from a world where nobody did anything for anybody or paid for anything or bought anyone a fucking mini bike or moped or anything. So I'm paying for someone's $100,000 car, And in my world, I get to have I get to say things like, you got to leave the spare key in the bowl by the front door in case I need to move it if you're going out of town or whatever. So this was like a weird, it's like a perfect storm of stuff. So lots and lots of arguments, because what would happen is the main car key would get into the purse, and then at some point the spare car key would get into the purse, and then she'd literally be in New York, and I'd be like, your car's out front. Her Audi had the Space Saver spare on it, and while she was out of town, I was going to get the tire fixed, and she had both keys, so the car was just parked in front of the house the whole time. I couldn't get the thing fixed. That was the Audi. Then we get to the Tesla. The Tesla's a perfect storm. It's also it's perfect. It's a perfect relationship snapshot, encapsulates the whole thing. She's going to New York to see Bruce Springsteen. Okay, fine. I travel just to do shows, pretty much. There's no go to Nashville and see John Hyatt. Like there's no version of that with me. I have a good life, but when I get on a plane, it's to work. Same. So she's going to New York to see Bruce Springsteen. Okay, that on the middle of the week, which again, impossible. Fine, I'll underwrite it. She goes to the airport, and one of our employees who worked here drops her off in her car. This is one of our dumbest employees, and drops her off, and then is going to drop her Tesla back at the house. And then I'm going to get up the next morning, drive the kids to school.
In the Tesla.
So we already have this thing where I got to get up, get the kids to school, get to work, so on and so forth. She's in New York to see Bruce Springsteen. All right, fine. So a little deficit there. But all right. I get up.
Scorecard.
I get up. So I say to her, to the... Remember the dumb employee dropped off. I go, where? He dropped the car off back at the house. Where's the keys to the Tesla? She says, this is where it always gets good. She says, he put the keys in the cup holder of the Tesla. I go, or I told him to put the keys in the cup holder of the Tesla. I go, okay. Now, why the employee who works for me doesn't send me a text telling me anything, I don't know, but drops the car off.
Yeah, like I would say, okay, she's off. I got your car. It's here. And by the way, I put the car key in the cup holder.
Right, a text. Yeah. Yes, would be good. So I got my cars in the garage. Her car's parked outside. I get up in the morning. I'll put the kids in at 7:45. I drop them off at school. I come back into my driveway and just park it right in front of the garage door, just in the middle. Thus, my car's blocked in the garage now, but I don't care. I got her car. Get out of the car, and I'm like, where are those keys? I mean, the car ran. It's a Tesla, so it's in the car. It was around the car. I didn't even look for it. I just got in the car. It's in the car. I took off.
Right.
Start looking around. Can't find the keys. So they're thrashing through the arm thing and everything. Nothing. Some point, I get out of the car and I see the smashed key on the driveway. The Tesla key was put on the tire outside the car, which people
do that.
Will do that, but you got to say something when you do that, fucking dumb employee. And also, that the wife told you to put it in the cup holder. But you didn't do that. You just set it outside of the car and you put it on the tire. Now, if you have a Prius, it will not run if the key is physically outside of the car. But the Tesla started. I backed off, mashed the key, backing up, drove the kids to school. There's no key now.
But you never turned the car off when you were at school.
Never turned the car off. Right. Dropped them off. Thank fucking God I didn't stop the car wherever. Turn around and come back. So now my car is blocked in the garage by the Tesla with the smashed key. Now here's where it gets good. After 10 years of, would you please, you have to leave the spare key in the drawer by the front. Yeah, you may know where this one's going. I go, okay, fucking this idiot. Why didn't he? You said it was in the. So I called my ex. I said it wasn't in the cup holder. He put it on.
The employee was a boy.
He was a dude.
Okay, I thought it was a girl for a second. I thought, well, there's your problem.
The dumbest.
Hiring women.
Dumb dude. And it's like, okay, he could have sent me a text that said the thing's on the fucking tire. Like, I wouldn't even know where it was. But between him and her, she says it's in the cup holder. He never said to her, I put it on the tire. Or maybe he did. Who the fuck knows? He never said anything to me. It's smashed. The car's inoperable. And I can't use my car because it's blocked. Now the question. All right, call the ex. Keys smashed. That's $500. I got to go to work. I know you're getting ready for brunch, but I got to go to work.
I know you're at the plaza.
Where is the spare key? Where is the spare Tesla key?
Hold on. I know you got to go to brunch. Fucking great.
To wait on those waffles. I need the spare key. Where is the spare?
Put the mimosa down and listen to me.
Where's the spare key? It's in my purse. Yeah. Where's my purse? New York City. I'm like, how many conversations about leave? But my thing is, it's a $100,000 car I lease. I just feel like it's a small ass to just leave
the key,
just so I can go to work.
Yeah.
On off chances, retarded employees put the thing. So now the car's blocked. I got no fucking. What do I do? I have no idea. Call Tesla. Come down. Here's $800. Make me another key. Give me another key. I'm blocked.
Tow my car.
All fucking avoidable. This could have
just had the car shipped to New York.
And that's it. That's it. That was the entire relationship.
How'd you get to work?
Right there. I called my assistant, told him to pick me up, called Tesla, tell Tesla to go to the house.
That's always a weird ride when your assistant drives you somewhere because they get real nervous driving.
Yeah.
And you're like, you might want to.
Hey, Josh from Texas. I just built a gorgeous house about an hour outside of Fort Worth. 2 permits needed for the entire thing. 1 for septic, 1 for foundation. Total cost of both permits, $200. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, somebody was tweeting me about Malibu and rebuilding Malibu and all this kind of stuff. And they made this point, but I'll go along with this point, which is Malibu is all on a septic system. Every house just has a big tank, and that's where all the waste goes, and they have to pump it every once a year or whatever it is. Considering everything's been destroyed in Malibu, wouldn't this be a good time to get on the sewer system? Like, just instead of everyone pulling a separate permit for a septic system, because everyone along the ocean is going to have to get a new septic system, and they're going to have to build a seawall and everything else. And it would also be a good time to bury the power lines that cause all the fires. There's telephone poles running all the way up and down PCH. Given the fact that no one's going to be able to re-inhabit their home because there's no home there for another decade, why don't we use this opportunity to get everyone on a sewer system and everyone buried the power lines and put them in the ground? And then people could go, well, you know how much work it's going to take? Yeah, okay, it's going to take a lot of work. But here we are. No one lives on PCH anymore. Let's put the sewer in. It's 2025. Let's get everyone off of the septic system. And let's power. When we dig the line for the sewer, let's put the power line in there too. We'll get the power poles down. We'll get on sewer, and that'll be it. We'll join the world.
And you got to admit, the people that are moving there, they can afford that. Just throw it into the price of the house. They can afford that, because I was talking right after the fires happened. I was talking to what is that insurance company? The one with the State Farm. So I was talking to this guy, and they insure a bunch of stuff out there, and he goes, everybody out there is 50% insured. And I go, what does that mean? He goes, well, they're insured for the cost of their house, but it's going to cost 2 times that to even get back in that neighborhood. So it's either you sell everything or you can't get back in. So he goes, all these people that, even if you're fully insured, you're not going to be able to move in back to that property for the same price. It's going to be double to build back. So he goes, all those people are gone unless you're just, sickly rich. He goes, so all those people are out there. They're just going to sell their lots and move. So like you said, if you're a politician listening to this show, this is the time to just remake it, and you're going to put it on the house anyway. They're gonna put the cost on the house, the sewer line. In Vegas, they have power lines underground. Why doesn't Malibu, my neighborhood, you see no power lines?
Yeah, I know. And this is like some of the most beautiful scenery in the world with the Pacific Ocean, and there's all these poles that are dunked in tar just with all these lines hanging.
Looks so trashy.
Yeah.
But by the way, something else, just one more thing for you to hit when you're drunk.
Yeah. My daughter and I came out to your place in Malibu, and even at her age, when she was only 15, one of the things she said when we first got there, I go, "What do you think? It's Malibu." She goes, "It looks old."
Yeah.
It looks so old. I was like, "Yeah, I guess I never thought of it." Yeah,
well, now it's all burned down.
So let me ask you, I know you're out there, the people houses that made it, but you have all these just destroyed houses. Is that safety for, like, if your house made it, do you still live in it, or do you not feel safe because now it's just different random people coming in the neighborhood and you never know what's going to happen with all these? It's almost like living in a neighborhood that's just being built, and then all types of people are just coming in and out, and you could get robbed when you leave and stuff. I wonder, is there any form of safety if your house made it and you're living there, or do you just get out too?
Well, the thing about Malibu is it doesn't really get robbed or looted or whatever too much, because it's hard to get out of Malibu once you do something wrong, So it's like there's neighborhoods around here like Hancock Park. It's an expensive, affluent neighborhood, but you can get to any shitty neighborhood in 10 minutes from the middle of Hancock Park. So there's a lot of guys like that record producer got robbed in his driveway. That's in Hancock Park. You do that shit in Malibu, where are you going? You need a Zodiac to go to Catalina. Because if somebody robbed, if you were Lady Gaga's dog walker and you're walking Lady Gaga's dog down PCH, before everything caught on fire, and some gangbangers rolled up on you, pulled a gun and you shot the walker, the dog walker, and took the dog. Well, you either got to go toward Santa Monica or you got to go toward Ventura County on PCH. So whoever's there just calls and goes, this dude is heading that way in whatever this car is. You can't get out of there per se, or maybe you can go through a canyon. But my theory with a lot of robberies are you need outs. Like there's not that many houses get robbed on cul-de-sacs, because there's only one way in and one way out, and Malibu is very hard to get out of.
And that's why they say, like, if you live in a neighborhood, don't live close to the freeway, because there's a lot of houses, especially in LA, built right off of a freeway exit. Right there. It's like the whole neighborhood's right there, and they say never live there. Those are the places that get hit.
Yeah, Malibu's safe unless Bruce Jenner's driving an SUV, and then it gets a little dicey. Now, pre-Caitlin. Yeah. All right, what do you got in the news there, Rudy?
All right, we'll start with the Academy Awards. Well, a big historic night at the 2025 Academy Awards. Adrian Brody at the center of all of it. The 51-year-old actor not only took home the Oscar for Best Actor for his performance in The Brutalist, but he also secured a Guinness World Record for the longest acceptance speech in Oscars history. It clocked in at over 5 minutes and 30 seconds, surpassing the record held since 1943.
1943?
Who was the guy? I wonder in 1943 who was the guy that went the longest. That would be
Greer Garson.
Greer Garson for
Best Actor.
Best Actor.
I imagine, yeah.
I also knew Adrian Brody was an only child too, because when I did that,
you're about to shit on only childs. I'm ready, Adam. I'm ready. Give it to me.
I did that Celebrity Grand Prix race, and at some point in the middle of the race, they threw a yellow flag out or something, and if you do car racing, you have to memorize the flags. This one means pull over, and this one means slow down, and this one's like no passing, and this one's debris on the on the raceway. And we came around the corner at Shoreline going into the straightaway, and they thread a full course yellow, and full course yellow just means you can't pass anybody. You can keep driving, but you stop racing, is basically what it is. Everyone slows down. And at some point, if you get a full course caution, you'll come around the corner, you'll see an accident or something. You'll see why you got your full course yellow. And so we all got the full course yellow. And so everyone got off it and was kind of, just trucking down the main highway, and Adrian Brody was in like 8th place, and he just pulled to the side of everyone and just motored right past everyone. And I oftentimes think to myself, what happened? Like, what do you think is happening here? Do you think we all just forgot how to drive? Like, you're in 8th place? Why do you think you just passed everybody? Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I never know what the thought is, but we got the full course yellow, and he just won up like 5 spots and then just sort of tucked back in. And because it was like a celebrity thing, they just kind of went like, yeah, whatever. But that's when I knew he was an only child.
No, stop.
Sorry, Mike.
Maybe he didn't see the flag.
No, you come from adversity because of the relationship with Pappy and Mom and Dad and the belt and everything. So you're humbled. But maybe, is there a chance he didn't see the flag, and then when he discovered, that's what the flag meant, let me tuck back in? Yeah. It's certainly possible. Here's what I would argue with people, though. Regardless of whether you see the flag or not, when everyone in front of you is suddenly going very slow, there's a reason. There's a reason.
Maybe he wasn't paying attention. He was working out his speech in his head. And it took him 5 minutes to realize that.
Don't they play you off after 30 seconds?
They do. But if you win leading actor, they tend to give you more time. And then, because the audience is on that side, on the side of that person. If you win a small.
And did he bring up this yellow flag incident?
He actually did. He said, I apologize to Adam Carolla.
What was he saying for 5 minutes? I didn't see it.
Here's the thing. I made a post last night, and I'm everybody who read it went, yes, absolutely. It was so word salad. It was saying nothing up there for 4.5 minutes, and then when they tried to play him off, he went, no, I'm not done. And then he said a little bit more word salad, and then he thanked his parents and got off the stage. And we got a clip of it right here.
I thought in the airport this morning. You ever think things like he's wearing a brooch or a pin or something?
A pendant, yeah.
You know how, if I lived 2,000 lifetimes, I don't think I would ever think to put a pendant or a brooch on my jacket. I would never. It would just be one of these things. It'd be like, have you ever eaten monkey brain? Yeah. And I'd go, no. And I think I'd go 2,000 lifetimes, and there wouldn't be one where I was like, yeah, I did try it that one time I was in Manila or something. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It's just, I would never, ever consider putting a brooch on my jacket. But I don't know.
I think if you're at the Academy Awards
and someone told me to brooch up, bro,
you got a stylist and they're dressing you and they're like, hey, we're gonna pay you X number of dollars to wear this brooch.
To pay me to put the brooch on. Sorry. Let's bit a piece of Slosky sandwich out of it.
Although your brooch would only indicate assholes don't respect the yellow flag.
Yes,
it would just be a giant yellow flag.
What is his brooch on there? What is that?
I don't know.
It looks like the Hunger Games symbol. I don't know what that thing is.
All right, I want to hear part of what he has to say.
Hang me down. Okay. Thank you, God. Thank you for this blessed life. If I may just humbly begin by giving thanks for the tremendous outpouring of love that I've felt from this world and every individual that has treated me with respect and appreciation.
Wish you could have respected that yellow flag.
I feel so fortunate.
Full course.
Stop hating on him, Adam.
It's a full
Stop
course
hating.
You know, acting is a very fragile profession. It looks very glamorous, and at certain moments it is, but the one thing that I've gained having the privilege to come back here is to have some perspective. And no matter where you are in your career, no matter what you've accomplished, it can all go away. And I think what makes this night most special is the awareness of that and the gratitude that I have.
Pause it here. I said last week, this way, like when Kamala Harris was talking about the fire, someone needs to hit her with a squirt gun, like when the cat gets on the sofa, and just kind of go, hey, come on, move it on. You know, just a little,
okay.
Like someone needs a squirt gun, just sort of off camera a little bit, just to sort of hit him a little bit to go, okay, here we go. We're moving it along now.
That first part, I defend that part 100%. He hasn't been nominated for anything since 2002, The Pianist. So it's 2025. You're talking about 23 years this guy has not been irrelevant, but not at the top of the game. And he's just showing his appreciation that, wow, it can be taken away. Because trust me, at 2002, you probably think you're the dude. You're going to be at every award show. So he lost it for 23 years. So I agree with the first part. I'm fine. If he would have ended it after that, boom, done. I'm good.
What is that brooch? Is that a flying pig?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
It looks like a hummingbird slammed into him.
Is it a pig with wings? Is it like a sheep with wings? Is this Rorschach-y for us?
Oh, yeah.
It's just fun. It's a brooch or whatever it is.
No, everything's got a meaning.
What is it? What is that thing? It's too big.
Do you think it has meaning? I guarantee that thing has no meaning at all.
No meaning.
No meaning. It's just a design. Because normally you would put it on the lapel, not on the shoulder.
I don't know.
Let's see.
No, I guarantee that has no meaning.
All right, we can hear the rest of his, or some of the rest of his speech, see if he goes on for a while.
Oh.
Still do the work that I love.
Works that he loves.
He loves
Winning an
Okay.
award like this.
Hold on a second. Rewind. See that kid named Dash?
Yeah.
Dash in India.
I should have put this guy on the wall. I had a chance to put him in the wall.
We wouldn't have to sit through this goddamn speech, Adam.
I want to go back a second.
Oh.
His wife is Weinstein's ex.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah. Did you know that, Rudy?
I didn't know that, but let's bring it up.
What's her name?
Yeah, so Adrian Brody revealed Harvey Weinstein's kids call him Popsy. So obviously it must be her then. Yeah, Georgina Chapman. Yep.
Wow. So he's like the father of Weinstein's kids now.
And her beautiful children. Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
He should have fled. I've said it a million times.
Yeah, I bet that goddamn Weinstein, he would respect the yellow flag.
He would respect the
Just
yellow.
not the women, but the yellow flag he would have.
So that's Weinstein's ex. But are they married now, or they're
not married? I thought they were married.
I don't know. Maybe this just keeps saying partner.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what
not married.
Yeah, this says girlfriend. Adrian Brody throwing his gum to his girlfriend, Georgina Chapman.
Okay.
All right, so I want to hear the kids' names again. Dash?
My own self-worth, but my sense of value and my values, and her beautiful children, Dash in India. I know it's been a roller coaster, but thank you for accepting me into your life. And Popsy's coming home a winner. And who else? And Judy Becker, the real Laszlo Toth.
All right.
And it keeps going.
A little long.
Yeah, long.
How is his Hungarian? My grandfather's Hungarian, you know. I know the accent. I didn't see the movie. Did anyone see any of the
I saw them all.
best?
Yeah,
I saw them all. How were they all?
The Brutalist. The movie was okay, but he was phenomenal. Like he carried that movie. It was 3 hours and 40 minutes. Absolutely, it was a master class in acting. If you love to see a great actor perform, Adrian Brody by far. Nora, the film that won Best Picture, basically soft porn. For the first 30 minutes, soft porn. They tried to make a story at the end. I don't think it should have won the Oscar because literally the first 30 minutes is like a soft porn. Now, I respect the director that won, Sean Baker, because he did it like low budget and it's got talked about with all these big movies. And he's a great guy. He shot it, edited, wrote it. He's like a one-man shop. So I respect him. In the movie, look, Rudy saw it too. It's soft porn at the first 30 minutes and then they try to make a Russian type of story out of it, like not a mob story, but
the biggest problem is I think she was so good in it because when you watch it, you think like she's such a skanky, like you're just kind of disgusted by her. You cheer for her, but you're kind of grossed out by her. And then when you see her last night at the Academy Awards, she's
Cleaned
very
up,
prim and proper, and she's
got
speaking
clothes on.
speaking very eloquently. And then, but the problem is, I don't have anything to go against because she's such a new face. Where like somebody who's been around for a while, like we were talking about Demi Moore, like you have some sort of backstory with her. So when she does a role like that, you go, wow, she really stepped out. This, I'm like, was she great or is she just some kind of skank that got off the street?
No, she was an actress and she's done small parts. But the thing is, I tell everybody, and everybody should know this it's not about the best movie. It's about who runs the best campaign. 70% of this is all about campaigning. So Adrian Brody hit everything. Everything he was invited to, he went to, you got to shake the critic. They vote. So you got to play the game, man. This is all playing the game, being in it and really wanting to win it. So it's because when you deal with movies, it's kind of like comedians. It's subjective. Some people hate Dave Chappelle. I think he's the greatest that ever lived, right? Movies are the same. They're so subjective. You can't pick a best picture, really.
Well, I mean, there are shitty films and great films.
Yes, but if you take the best and say, okay, here the best out of 10, here's the best 5, then it's subjective. It depends what you like. It depends what I like. So it comes down to campaigning.
Yeah, I think with films like, I don't know, The Godfather or something, or Wizard of Oz.
To me, Old Country for No Men was phenomenal.
No Country for Old Men. One of the greatest films ever made.
Yes.
I mean, phenomenal. Yep. Okay. So that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
And it's one of my son's favorite movies of all time. And I don't know anyone who wouldn't go, that wasn't a great movie. There are people that like other movies more, but we could all agree No Country for Old Men's an amazing movie.
But that's very rare.
But that doesn't happen anymore. Now it's like, I saw this movie, it wasn't that good, but it won Best Picture. Like we wouldn't,
because it's all campaigning so much in the past. It's all campaigning. And they don't, there's every once in a while a movie will just break through like that, where it's like, that's the one, doesn't matter. They don't even have to campaign. This is the one. But like Demi Moore, one of the legendary actresses, she barely made it into the category and she really exploded after she did her first speech, because then the critics see it and go, oh, she would be good to win. So it's about campaigning.
So out of all the best pictures, what did you like the best?
I liked The Brutalist, but I think his performance was better than the movie. I like Anora was okay. I mean, Wicked was in there. Wicked is Wicked. Who else was in there? There was 2 more movies in there. Conclave. If I had to pick one, it would Conclave, but it was okay. They were all okay. There wasn't one that was just like, oh my God, it was amazing. Where Adrian Brody's performance was like, oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah, I just saw Last Breath with Woody Harrelson. I thought that was better than Anora, and nobody will touch that movie for an Academy Award next year, for sure.
Why not?
It just doesn't have like an Academy Award feel, but I thought it was great. The thing is, they sort of market it almost like a horror film, because it's like The Abyss is what it feels like, but then you go and see it. It's a true story about a guy who's like an underwater welder who gets stuck down there for 40 minutes, and his team goes down and gets him off the bottom of the ocean. True story, and the guy is totally fine. He's got no brain damage, was under the water 40 minutes, no oxygen.
Goodness.
Yeah, great movie. I even texted you about it. I was like, go see this.
I love the movie Sing Sing. It's with Coleman Domingo, and it's about people in jail that created a theater program, and all the actors in it, besides Coleman Domingo, that was nominated for Best Actor, are actually prisoners that got out of prison and went through this theatrical program. Wow. So all the actors in it were from the prison. It was great.
Nice.
That was a great movie, and it had a great story, but it didn't win anything, and I knew it wasn't. But that was one where I was like, oh, that's cool.
Do we have, Mikey, the female Best Actress,
Mikey Madison.
Yeah.
Mikey
I was
Madison.
going to bring this clip up to you because
Yeah.
she says something in there that I think you're going to find very intriguing.
Yeah. All right, we have it. Or we have her. You want to
With
honor
the
the
incredible
junkies
people
and
who
whores that were
Yeah.
sexually abused by their step family and now are being fucking raped for a living? Is that?
incredible experience?
Do you want to honor that community?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't get that crew. Like, are you for women's rights or against women? I don't.
Yeah,
It's always a little murky with that crew.
I got to be honest, that statement, and it was I mean, they won 5 awards, right? So it was said over and over again, and I was like, that's weird. That's weird to me, and I get her. She learned and she did her research with those people. You know, the people in the clubs, the strippers and things like that. But to cheer for it's weird. It's weird. And look, you do what you do, but should it be celebrated? I don't know. And that's why I didn't think it was going to win because, but not to cut you off, but like the Oscars, you're talking about the greatest movies ever made. And the first 30 minutes of this movie is like soft porn. So that's going to go down in history. When people look back, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is one of the greatest movies.
Well, they do this thing all the time where they go, this is about women and the women are empowered and they're taking control of their sexuality. It's really just women who are abused, who have no other outlet and are forced to engage in this amoral or immoral behavior so guys can basically give them money to fucking drop a load on their forehead. Let's not celebrate this at all. Look, anything you don't want your kids doing, don't fucking celebrate it. How about that? You know, people get all but it's Hollywood, and all you have to do is say community, and everyone will start clapping. But the reality is these are abuse victims that are now being hoard out literally so people can profit off of them because they got scrambled mentally at a young age. So let's try to get them some help and not necessarily celebrate them and the empowerment of what they're doing.
I do think the people that were clapping were the people that were part of the movie. I didn't see like just everyone clapping for that. It seemed like they were just the people from the movie.
Yeah, I don't really care about the people clapping. Yeah. It's more about her. Like she wants to celebrate the community.
Well, every person that won an award from that movie pretty much said the same thing. And it was a weird thing to celebrate. Like, I even was like, wow, that's very weird to celebrate.
Well, there's also like this romanticized version of it in movies where, you know, Julia Roberts is the hooker who marries the rich guy. It's like that.
But this movie was not that at all. This movie was like the unromantic side of it, the worst part of it.
Well, even this movie with how much of an unromanticized version of it, it's still kind of like she marries a guy who's like a Russian, oligarch's son.
Yeah, but it all goes away. It all goes away.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she realizes what she is, and it's like, okay, that's how you end it.
Yeah.
Wait, how long was this one?
219.
Oh, not too long.
But she also knew her points. Like, boom, 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 done.
Yeah. No, she's great. I mean, you see a hooker on camera.
But this is going to my point of Adrian Brody. Just think, right now, she probably thinks the next 23 years of her life are butter. It's cake. I'm going to be booked a bunch of movies. And just think if this is the last time you ever see her, and then she pops up 23 years later.
Oh.
So the
playing an old whore.
An actual whore, though.
Whore. With one last mission.
The old lady at Hooters that's still there, hanging on.
The dude who uttered the phrase, "I'm the captain now," that guy was from Minnesota. And he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and we never heard from him ever again.
That's right. And so if he ever won an award, he'd be like, I didn't know this was coming again. I appreciate it. So yeah, run long, Adrian Brody.
Yeah. All right. But mind those flags.
Did you want to do any other news outside of the Oscars?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay.
You got another one?
We'll throw in here just because I know you definitely got some opinions on this. And now you got some stiff competition, Adam. California Governor Newsom launches another podcast, plans to speak with the MAGA movement leaders.
No, he doesn't.
No, of course he doesn't. Now, he sent a video that the podcast will include sit-downs with leaders and architects of the MAGA movement. The conversations won't be the typical political mumbo-jumbo.
I was just talking to Mike August about him today while we're sitting in traffic trying to get to the airport. And I was marveling at Newsom because when I interviewed Newsom, he didn't know what I was talking about when I was talking about traffic. But I was also saying, as we were like sitting in traffic trying to get to the airport this morning. And we're in the left lane, we're in the diamond lane, and we came to a full stop. And I always go, how do you come to a full stop on a freeway in the left lane when there's no cross streets or kid chasing a ball out into why are we completely stopped? How is this mathematically possible? But I said to Mike, I talked to Gavin Newsom about traffic, and his response to me was, you're not in traffic, you are traffic, which makes no sense. But also, I thought, I've lived in LA my entire life. Traffic is historically, it's a backbreaker for a lot of people because LA is a place that's too expensive. If you work in Westwood, if you work at UCLA or the Veterans Administration or something in Westwood, and you would like to afford a home, but you make $67,000 a year, you're not living in Westwood, and you're not living on the West Side. You're not living anywhere. You might be able to get a place in deep Simi Valley, like if you're lucky, or Newhall or Saugus or something, because you have to live 70 miles away from the place you work, because the average home, I mean, if you work at the VA, my grandmother worked at the VA in Westwood. The average home in that neighborhood is $3.1 million.
Crazy.
You work at the VA, you make $56,000 a year. How does this even begin to work for anybody? You know what I mean? Like literally, you go, a $3.1 million house. Well, you got to put down 20%, so you're going to need, just call it $600K cash you put down, and then your payments are going to be $23,000 a month. So my grandma didn't make $23,000 a year.
Yeah.
So you have to live real fucking far. And then your whole life becomes traffic and commuting, because you punch out at the VA at 5 o'clock and you live in Simi Valley, or you live in faraway housing tract way off the beaten path. You then sit in your car for an hour and a half every day, and the next day, turn around, you go right back in. I have never heard a politician say anything about traffic, ever. They talk about lifting up communities, they talk about schools, and nothing ever changes, but they at least talk about other stuff. Never heard a person go, hey, we're sitting in traffic over here. My life's just, the average Los Angelino probably spends 4 years in traffic every for their adult life, doing nothing. And by the way, polluting, the cars are just running, everyone's just sitting there, everyone's miserable.
Not even Brody.
Does anybody want to go, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I got a plan. Like, I'm going to start implementing some shit. We're going to move this along. Like,
is there anything they can do though right now? There's so many. I get what you're saying, but what can they do?
Well,
without causing more traffic.
There's stuff like, and what I told Gavin Newsom, and he had no idea what I was talking about, other than Gavin Newsom's. You got to find that Kara Swisher interview with him when she's asking him where people are leaving. Somebody said to him, well, people are leaving California. What's the plan? And he just goes, you know what I say? Where else you gonna go? And the person goes, somewhere else. Yeah. Like, that's what people are doing. They're leaving. I don't know, where'd Joe Rogan go? Somewhere else. Yep. You know what I mean? Everyone went somewhere else. And when I was asking about traffic, he's like, he was laughing the whole time. He didn't know what I was talking about, which is weird when you just sit in traffic all fucking day. Now, I told him, in LA, I constantly see people who get into minor fender benders standing outside of their car on the third lane of the freeway, like exchanging numbers and stuff. So what are they doing? They're standing in the middle of the freeway. I go, move it over, pull off to the side. Well, people don't know you're supposed to pull over sign. And I told them every other state has big signs that say if it steers, it clears.
Yep.
If you get in that, pull it over. Pull it over. So I said to him, in Wyoming, they have signs. People send me. It says if it steers, it clears. Move over. And he's like, they don't have that. I'm like, no, you get into an accident, you pull over. You don't stand on the freeway. But people get killed standing on the freeway. And he's laughing the whole time. I go, put it up on the sign. Put the fucking freeway sign and go pull over. If you get into an accident, pull the fuck over. Use your blinker. How about that? We can prevent some accidents. He was just laughing the whole time, which makes him fucking maniacal because he doesn't even know what he doesn't even pretend to care. He has no thoughts.
Yeah.
But let me throw out something. Don't you think California, it's the size of 28 states. Shouldn't it be like separated into 3 parts?
I think so.
It like north, south, and then central, because it's too big for one party to govern. I don't care.
It's too big. I
It's
just
way
got
too
back.
big.
There's normal people in Central Valley and stuff. They're just hardworking, whatever, agriculture people. They don't fucking want any of this bullshit.
Yeah.
We have this clip. We have Newsom. Where are you going to go? It's great.
Former Governor Brown said it best. Where the hell are you going to go? And I love Texas. Don't get me wrong.
Is that the new California motto? Where the hell are you going to go?
I don't know, but he said it, but it was an interesting point because where are you going to get so many of the other things in the balance sheet?
But you are aware that I've lived there for 2 decades essentially, and this is the first time I've had people really talking about not being there and not that they could figure it out somewhere else. I don't think that's true. I think they can figure out where they're going to go.
And then that means, but it's not a zero-sum game.
Right.
Okay, I have a friend who just went to Utah.
All right, you can pause it for a second. There's a part before it, but he goes, Kara Swisher goes, people are leaving. And he goes, hey. He goes, well, where are you going to go? And then she goes, somewhere else. And then he goes, yeah, I know. Governor Brown said that. I didn't say that. It's like, okay, why are you quoting a guy you disagree with? Whatever. He's such a sociopath. He doesn't know what's happening. There's a part at the beginning, and then she's like, yeah, but people can leave. Like, they did figure it out. They're leaving. And then he goes, yeah, I got a friend, and, does well for himself, and he moved his family to Utah, and they're doing okay. And that's the end of his story.
It's unbelievable.
Listen to the exchange. I don't know if there is a little bit at the top of that. Maybe another 10 seconds or something. We don't have the part where we'll just play it again, but I'll let it play out. He's explaining Governor Brown said where you're going to go, even though he quoted him. He disagrees with him,
Former Governor Brown said it best. Where the hell are you going to go? And I love Texas. Don't get me wrong.
Is that the new California motto? Where the hell are you going to go?
I don't know, but he said it. But it was an interesting point because where are you going to get so many of the other things in the balance sheet?
But you are aware that I've lived there for 2 decades essentially, and this is the first time I've had people really talking about not being there and not that they could figure it out somewhere else. I don't think that's true. I think they can figure out where they're going to go.
And then that means, but it's not a zero-sum game.
Right.
Okay, I have a friend who just went to Utah. Beautiful. It may be the right thing for him. They've made a ton of money. They have the ability to take their kids out of public school into private school, and they're doing that. And, I imagine they're not going to turn their back forever on California.
Okay, so where are you going to go? Somewhere else? Hey, well, let me give you an example. I got a friend. Yeah, moved to Utah. Yeah, that's all I got. Well, you're kind of making her point, aren't you? This friend, and maybe one day they'll come back, but they seem to be doing okay in Utah. So
I personally don't
He's
know.
a sociopathic fucking nut. He's nuts. He just said something that made no sense. It made no sense. I don't know why do people vote for the guy? He obviously doesn't track. There's something wrong with him.
I don't watch
That's
him.
not his point. But listen, be a politician.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go, look, I get people are leaving.
100%.
I understand.
Show
We
some
have
empathy.
taxes, but we got the Pacific Ocean over here, and we got Disneyland, and you know what? I got a friend that moved to Utah. They were in Salt Lake for a couple of years, but you know what? They missed the Pacific Ocean, and they moved back.
Yeah.
Be a politician. Don't just be nonsensical. He's I told him about traffic. He said, I am traffic. That's all he said. That's nonsensical, is what I'm saying.
No, it's...
this brooch.
I'm just going to say, I lived in Studio City. I love Vegas. Vegas is the best place I've ever lived. But Studio City, when I lived out there, I told my wife, if you're not in the industry making money, how are you even living here? Like, I have friends that live in Riverside and commute to like 2 hours a day. That's 4 hours in their car. That's 20 hours a week. Almost a day is spent in traffic a week.
And there's no discussion of traffic, which is weird because we get... Well, look, we do stuff, I said a million times, we do stuff like we have a drought, so we want to save water. So we tell everyone, don't hose down your driveway and don't keep your showers. Like and then we save water because people go, all right, we can do that with traffic, but we don't.
Yeah, I was on a radio show in Minnesota. We had a guy from the Minnesota Department of Transportation on, and I asked him, I said, we get 12 inches, 14 inches of snow here, and then I go out and I shovel my driveway, and it sits clean for, 2 hours, and then the plow comes by and it piles up a foot of snow at the end of the driveway. Isn't there anything out there, like when the plow is going by, can't you put a barricade down or do something that can, not push snow into people's freshly groomed driveways? He goes, we've looked into it. It's just, there's nothing out there that does it. 2 hours later, I got a video from a listener of a plow in Alaska that's going down the street and it gets to somebody's driveway and it drops a barricade and it goes past and then it opens it up and then all the snow gets pushed off the guy's driveway. And I sent it to him and he goes, oh, look at that. What do you know?
Yeah.
Well, do some, get some of these goddamn things.
What do you know? Something.
What do you know?
All right, let me give Michael Yo a plug here because we got Attorney Dan Abrams waiting to
Can
come
I also
on.
say Snack Daddy? It's a new special that just
that's what I wanted to say. Yeah. Streaming on YouTube, his last special was super funny, and I don't see any reason why this one wouldn't be just as funny. Maybe better.
Maybe better.
Maybe better. That's going to be hard to top the last one.
It is.
Live shows everywhere. Dates everywhere. Go to michaelyo.com.
Perfect. Everything's
the dates. Yeah, Rudy.
Yeah, I'm on
out with Michael.
Yeah, all the dates with Michael. Plus, I'm on Punch Up now, so check me out. punchup.live.rudypovich.
Hey, Adam. So my friend says there is no car in the world that looks good in canary yellow. I say the Lamborghini, and that's it. What say you, brother? Peace out.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I'm with him in that I don't like canary yellow for cars, and no, I don't even think the Lamborghini looks that great in canary yellow.
That old Corvette with the white panels on the side. Maybe you can
No, they didn't
top,
make no
62, wasn't it?
They didn't make any of those in canary yellow. All right, but I don't think.
I feel like that's in my head. Maybe I saw somebody's like.
I'll tell you what's in your head, man.
What's that?
Pylons. There's two cars that work in canary yellow, in my estimation, and nothing more. It's a, let's see, 69, 70 Ferrari Daytona convertible and a Dino Ferrari. Dino Ferraris look okay in canary yellow, and there's quite a few canary yellow Daytonas and quite a few canary yellows, yellow Dinos. Those two look okay. Everything else, no.
There's one more. A taxi.
A taxi looks good as well. Now, there's a non-canary yellow Boss Mustang that's in like school bus yellow, they call it or whatever, but it's really orange. But I got in a big argument with a guy once. So I said, that Boss Mustang is orange. And I said, it's yellow. And then the name of it is school bus yellow, but it's orange. But anyway, don't get me started. All right. Man, we'd found out that Hulk Hogan was gone and Ozzy Osbourne. And I guess these guys, Brian Wilson. Now, this has to happen to everyone who gets old. People that are a little older die. But in the past, the people weren't ubiquitous parts of our lives.
Yeah.
Like Hulk Hogan has been a part of your life since you were born.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you didn't know. You've never
I don't know a world without the Hulkster.
You don't know that world.
No.
And you don't know a world without Ozzy Osbourne in it, right? So that then becomes weird because you've never even, like, these people are just ubiquitous types that are supposed to always be around, and they're just gone.
Yeah.
And we're going to be, there's going to be a version where it's like, well, I mean, we can do the math on everyone's going at some point, but I'm just saying we're going to have to sit here and live in this world where you go, there's no more David Letterman. There's no more anyone you grew up with.
On a long enough timeline, the survival rate is 0.
That is correct. All right. So sad, but to be expected, I would say. All right. What do you got? What do you got in the... and by the way, these guys, I mean, take a guy like Hulk Hogan. He got a lot of living in.
He did. I know, man. I'm like sad to see him go, but I know that he had the glory, and he had the glorious lifestyle. it was one of my personal heroes when I was a child. So, he inspired so many and made such an impact on the world that I'll forgive all of his scandals.
I had a thought, I had a weird thought, but I think it's an accurate thought. The other week, I came here in the morning and I did a podcast, and I left directly from here to a private airport, and I got on a private jet.
Baller.
Yeah. And I flew to Chicago, and I got out of the jet. By the time I got out of the jet, it was, 7:30 at night or whatever. And I went directly to a comedy club with my luggage.
Badass.
Yeah, I know. And I changed backstage in the green room, and I went out at 9 and I did an hour, 10 minutes or whatever, and then signed autographs, sold books, and then got into a car and drove to Wisconsin and to Elkhart Lake and stayed in Airbnb. And then the following morning, well, not really the morning. I didn't go to bed till like 3, but then I got up the following day and I had a run group practice at the track in my run group at, 3 in the afternoon. Did the run group.
Just road warrior right now.
That night, Thursday night, did a sold out show at the track.
Yeah.
With a venue in the track. Stayed behind, sold books, got up the next morning, Friday, went and did the morning session, the afternoon practice session, qualifying, then got out of the car and was Grand Marshal of the parade. Led the parade all the way into Elkhart Lake, the city, from the track, 500 cars, me leading in some guy's race car, 30,000 people, got up to the podium, gave a speech. Next day, Saturday, got back up, got in the car, did the qualifying, did the showed a screening of the 24-Hour War, my Ford v Ferrari doc that made before that movie. I always have to say that. Trained that, signed autographs, everything. Went back to the Airbnb. Next day, got up, checked out of the Airbnb, took all the luggage, went to the track, drove the feature race at 3 in the afternoon, got out of the car, changed in my street clothes. Mike August picked me up. We drove to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Played the Pabst Theater Sunday night. Rudy, my opener, picked me up in the lobby of the airport on Monday at 7 a.m., took me to the airport, 2 flights, back to LA.
Man, what you doing right now? Brag planing?
No. What I am doing is, as I was sitting on the flight, flying back, I thought to myself, I think I officially have done more in the last 4.5 to 5 days than I think my dad did in his life.
That's what I was going to ask
That's
you.
what I was thinking.
What is separating you from sitting on the couch with the trumpet?
I don't know, but I thought, I think this is more. Now, I don't know how you quantify it, but I think this is more.
That was a busy weekend.
I think this is more than he's done in his entire life. And I thought, that's weird, because I knocked that shit out in 4.5 days. But, I like comedy. I like racing cars. I don't have a problem with it, but It did add
just
up.
Took a different path. You know what I'm saying? Look here. My dad was a war fighter, but he had a bad fight with a kid that went on to the Olympics, and he quit boxing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a bad fight and said, "All right, I'm done with this." And I went the other way. I had bad fights and just kept going. You know?
Was he a light heavyweight?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh.
See? Well, you learn. You can learn from their mistakes as well. All right, sorry. What do we got?
Oh, the news. Yeah, we're doing the news. Well, look. First up, billionaire Tyler Perry fired his aunt and financially cut off his family members, saying he's not welfare. He also, I looked into the story. Man, he's very tough on his kids. Makes them work for their money, and he has a similar take to you, I think, on this whole deal.
Well, he grew up kind of hard scrabble. Yeah, and poor and everything. And now he makes horrible movies, but he gets paid.
And he worth $1.4 billion, according to Forbes.
And here's what I would say to anyone listening. It takes just as much effort to make a really shitty movie as it does to make a really good movie. So he's working hard out there. And I like it.
Yeah, he sort of made it like Black Hollywood out there in Atlanta.
It's got to be a weird one, though, where it's like you got all these family members and they're all poor and they're all just coming around.
For sure.
And it's really, Sofia Coppola doesn't have this problem. But Tyler Perry does, because he doesn't come from where she comes from. Her dad doesn't own a vineyard. You know what I mean? So that's got to, listen, here's the bummer about that, because I've experienced it on a smaller scale, much smaller scale. It's never, there's a no-win proposition. You never really get paid back. You never get thanked. The people get angry. You do tons of shit for people.
You're like paying it karmically or something. You know what I mean? Like, being a father or stepdad is like a no-win situation. You're like putting in all this effort. Will you get any back? Will you get, will Sonny one day, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, push you around in the wheelchair? You know what I'm saying?
Push me off that cruise ship like they did to that Jewish passenger back in the day. That's what they're going to do.
Heist you straight over the rail.
No, there's lots of conversations about they need to get them like an apartment building so they can be set up, so they can have, and I'm like, or they can get a job. There's always a possibility of there's always a possibility of working and shit. I don't know when this shit, first off, this kid's had $150,000 for college, and stuff like that. It doesn't end, and it's weird when you get divorced, because when you get divorced, they keep saying, but what are you going to, what about them? What about them? What about the kids? What about the kids? I go, what do you mean, what about the kids? They can work. Mm-hmm. You can get a fucking job. You can do what Tyler Perry did.
See, but you're in the position of everyone assuming that you're going to be a job creator for your family too. You get what I'm saying?
I got my daughter's working for Kimmel, Yeah,
there you go. You hooked her up with the job. So you know what I mean? You did help.
What? Jimmy sent me you can look it up. I was at the track on Saturday. I didn't even bother telling him I was at the track because no one could be further away from the track than Jimmy. But he just sent me a text on Saturday when I was at the track of a professional tennis player's website or Twitter or whatever. But the guy's name is Jack Sock. And he was like, he's a professional tennis player, and his name is Jack Sock. And Jimmy's like,
ironically, my Jack Sock is from tennis. Yeah.
Really?
He has a tennis sock. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's red band, three red bands on around.
Yeah,
it's an Adidas one actually.
Smart,
padded.
I like the one with the little balls on the back that the girls would wear. But Jack Sock is a professional tennis player. And that's all Jimmy said. Jimmy just said, I think you should know this. And he just sent me this thing. And then I sent back a thing to him that said, well, now Jimmy labeled me in the looks department. He said I look like Pete Sampras with Down syndrome. That was 25 years ago, but he said that's essentially what you look like if Pete Sampras had Down syndrome. And then I think he may have forgotten about it or something. Then I wrote him back and I said, well, this guy's a professional. So I said, as a professional Pete Sampras with Down syndrome impersonator, I can tell you that I know this Jack Sock guy. And then he wrote back, oh, man, I give the worst nicknames. But that's how guys think.
Yeah.
It was important. He's probably out of the country. But it was important to him that I know there's a guy named Jack Sock.
You know what? That's a good bro.
And priorities through the roof, right?
Definitely. Look, here's a fun one. Lion ex-rep George Santos admits his chin is fake as he shares the biggest fear about prison ahead of his 87-month sentence.
That is a weird one. I didn't.
7 months he's about to do.
I didn't know there were fake chins, but then I started
fake chins, fake. He's saying that it will migrate, and his chin implant he had it for elongation purposes. He says, I have it in my face. I think at this point, like 30% filler. The migration is a real bitch. So if you got to compensate all the time, he's talking about pumping stuff into his face.
I think my grandmother had a fake chin.
Really?
I do.
But she lost it from chewing tobacco.
She was in the joint for a while and it may have migrated. She shit it out. She told me that. No, I don't. I never asked, but my grandmother had a really pointy chin.
Here he
and
is,
my mom had a real soft chin.
In middle school. No. There's a current picture.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It looks all right. I would have known it, but I do think my grandmother had a fake chin.
For what reason? You mean like... What? Come on, man. You can't just leave it at that. Elaborate.
My grandmother, I think
because right now I'm imagining one of those crude World War II implements that the guys
hers looked a little more like a witchy poo kind of. It didn't.
She had a butt chin at the bottom.
It must have been from the 50s or something. I don't know. I gotta ask somebody. I don't know. It was weird. My mom has a sort of soft. My mom is very soft face and not that way at all. Yeah. So I don't know where that Helen Gorog's pointy chin came from. I think it was fake. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
she would have been a pioneer of the chin implant.
I was gonna say,
were they doing chin implants in the
of the chin plant?
Chin plant. Anyway, she had some sort of weird aesthetic. It didn't work out.
Yeah, Santos lied his ass off and got 87 months, and now his Botox is going to wear off and his face is going to melt. It's going to be pretty interesting seeing him rubbing into...
Well, he just turned out to be funny and sociopathic, right?
Well, it's just pretty wacky. The guy's list of accomplishments is pretty... inflated because he just said that he was a volleyball champion and that wasn't true. He said he was Jewish. They're like, wait a minute, that's not true. He has such a long list of bizarre lies that it's amazing that he was out as long as he was.
Yeah, well...
The serial bloviator. Just make up anything, Yeah, he said he was openly gay. He panned his former wife, Adla, as clueless during the wide-ranging chat.
Here's what
because he was married to a lady for a while and then shaved his beard.
Here's what I'm thinking. We might as well just lie about everything these days.
Yeah, I know.
What good is it? I'm constantly correcting people and saying, no, that's not how it happened. No, that's not what it was.
It's a post-truth
world. And I just realized, just fucking lie. Look, I'm a fool for trying to be accurate with people. And I also realize people just say stupid stuff all day and doesn't even make sense anymore, and they have their theories and ideas, and I guess what I'm saying is we should just lie. Let's lie.
Constantly?
I don't know what's in it to tell the truth or even to be accurate.
No
anymore. It doesn't really matter, and there's just, it's weird because I thought the computer was going to fix this, like I thought Ring doorbells were going to solve crime, and it turns out the opposite. I thought the day they put a camera up in a 7-Eleven, that'd be the last day that 7-Eleven ever got robbed because there's a camera. I was sorely mistaken. We have more robberies now.
Great footage now. A lot of new Crime Watch shows.
It's basically like saying, you know what's going to solve any sexual harassment lawsuits in the office place? A seminar that we have on day one. And it's like, oh, that just reminds people to sue people for shit. We now have many more lawsuits about sexual harassment in the workplace. Since if you looked at some sort of graph,
data is beautiful. I have that all the time.
You looked at a graph that said sexual lawsuits, filings, legal filings, when we had the talk, when we had to have the mandatory sexual harassment meeting for insurance and whatever. And then at post, when we started that, like 1989, the graph would just go through the fucking roof because it's like we're a society who sees the camera and goes, oh yeah, I should rob this place. Like we literally get reminded to do shit. So chin implants have been available for over 50 years, making them the oldest form of alloplastic facial augmentation. So this is like the old school ones. I don't get the butt implants.
I mean, I get them. If you know what I mean.
I know you get them, but I don't. All right, anyway. All right, next story. What's next?
Next up, look, it's a cute little video about the rough truth of your pet's impact on the planet. Yeah, I looked into this. It's really the carbon footprint of a Great Dane is enormous.
Really?
Yes. The food has to be made in these giant factories that burn a bunch of power up, and you got to kill so many animals and release so much carbon in the air that having your pet is like having a diesel truck.
Really?
Yeah. I bet they say
what
it's
if
comparable.
you are Asian and able to ride your Great Dane and thus not drive your car as often?
I mean, you can ride it, and then when it gets old enough, eat it.
Yeah. So it basically turns out everything in life that we like is shitty on the environment. You know what I mean? Like what's great? I love a big fat Labrador. Bad for the environment. What do you like? Man, I want 7,000 square feet and lots of air conditioning. Well, that's bad. What do you want to drive? I want to drive a Denali with custom rims and leather interior. Not good. Well, I like to go on cruise ships. I like to go out for a steak. It's like every single thing that's good is bad.
I know.
That's what I've. That's what I've learned.
Is killing polar bears.
So what do they figure out? It's the food. It's the waste.
Yeah, there is. I don't know. Instead of video.
Let's put it this way. There's a video.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll watch a vid. Sorry, you slide up on the screen.
It's a 3-minute news story.
Well, it's a video and a news story. Let's watch it.
Family members to so many of us. Pets are like family members to so many of us, but they're also quietly leaving behind massive carbon footprints. Or should we say, paw prints?
It's probably more than we think. A big part of it is like picking up the dog waste.
According to a 2022 study, all that dog poop goes into approximately 3/4 to 1.2 million tons of global dog poop bags disposed
Hold on a second.
Can I say this?
I don't like the word poop that much, but also you just had the doctor say waste. So you've set the table with waste. Now just follow it up with the VO and go, dog waste. You're not going to be confused.
And I'll be like behind you with the xylophone.
You had an expert tell you it was waste. Why do we have to go back to poop? But okay, so poop, you got to pick up all the poop.
Disposed of annually. You could fill the Empire State Building every year with all that poop.
Don't show the poop. The dog sniffing it?
It doesn't just break down. It's not like we're properly composting.
Hold on. You understand, most of the people who I argue with in my life, if they had a dog, they'd go, okay, who? So you're saying that I'm trying to fill the Empire State Building with dog poop? Like that would be the argument from most of the people I know.
Yeah.
That's just so you know. That's who I argue with. Okay. I said to Mike August, this will make Dawson laugh. He goes, well, they fired that Colbert because he had a problem with Trump. I said, well, but the show was losing money. Nah, it wasn't losing money. I go, I heard it was losing money. Where'd you hear that? This is, by the way, when I told him a year ago Trump was ahead in the polls a year ago, he's like, no, he's not. I go, well, that's what the polls say. Where'd you hear those polls? I go, just the polls, Mike, whatever the polls are. Yeah, I don't believe it. Well, he's making up polls? I go, no, Mike, they're polls, and he's leading in the polls. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, right. What polls? The presidential polls. He's leading it. So I don't know. Okay, that's all I'm telling you. So he goes, $40 million. Get the hell out of here. I go, I don't know. That's what I heard. Where'd you hear that? I go, I don't know, everywhere. That's all I hear. Yeah, right. Who's saying that? Fox or whatever? I go, I don't know. That just seems to be the answer. I don't know. Nah, that's bullshit. It's making money. They're scared of Trump. So I go, I don't know. That's what I read. I just read in all things that it's like losing like $40 million a year. He goes, if it loses $40 million a year, do you think they would have canceled it 10 years ago? I go, yeah, Mike, I'm saying now. I don't say it's always. No one ever said it's lost $40 million every year since the day of conception. They're saying advertisers and ratings have sloughed off, and now it's losing money. No, 5 years ago it was making. I'm not. By the way, do you think that's what I'm saying? Answer is who knows. We're having an argument. So those are who I argue with, by the way. But yes, that's what I'm saying. It's lost $40 million since day one. And they just kept it on for a decade as a loss leader. All right. So they're not putting poop inside that. All right. Let it out to the dog.
Alone, dogs and cats are responsible for an estimated 64 million tons of CO2 each year, according to a 2017 UCLA study. Most of it tied to what's in their food bowl, an issue that eco-minded companies are now trying to figure out.
Human-grade pet food is problematic.
It's a dog food commercial.
It's kind of obvious because it tends to have more meat. Chilled pet foods, they're going to be much more costly environmentally and otherwise to package and transport.
Turns out one of the most climate...
All right, stop for a second.
Get fresh pets.
Did he say human-made?
Yeah, human grade.
Human grade.
Yeah, he's saying that like
food.
having good quality dog food is better for the environment than.
That's better.
Yeah, because like I said, the carbon footprint of those factories that make the dry food is significantly higher than just chopping up a cow.
Yeah. All right, all right.
Is actually the most familiar, dry kibble with low meat content. With new technology and research, that kibble can now be made with a better source of protein. Insects.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I think he's saying the opposite. I think he's saying the human grade dog food uses up more. It was worse, and the kibble's better because now the kibble can be made with grubs.
Yeah. Oh, now you mean? I
don't know. Go back. Paradigm. I just want to hear what he had to say one more time. Sorry, I may be dyslexic here. This guy. All right, here we go.
Human grade pet food is problematic from an environmental perspective. I mean, it's kind of obvious because it tends to have more meat. Chilled pet food.
So I didn't understand. You now sound like Mike August.
I know.
Like, what?
Otherwise,
but now we're going to make it with insects.
Turns out one of the most climate-friendly options is actually the most familiar, dry kibble with low meat content. With new technology and research, that kibble can now be made with a better source of protein, insects. Now that I have your attention, we're not talking about just any insects. It's not like they're pulling ants or cockroaches off the street. These food companies are using very specific insects.
I mean, your first thought is like...
Hold on, pause it there for a second. What is this reporter's name? And is she the one who got dispatched at Daytona. Randy Kay. Was this the bitch from CNN that got dispatched at Daytona Beach during COVID to report back into Anderson Cooper going, there's people laying on the ground, they're not socially distanced. Look, this couple's walking, they're holding hands. Is that the same nutty bitch? Because I want her old ass fired. Because somehow she reminds me of that fucking shrew cow who was reporting back to disgusted Anderson Cooper, who couldn't believe that Americans were let on the beach during COVID, and then showed B-roll of people walking alone on the beach, which is exactly the safest place and thing you do. You run this, you can look for that.
Insects. It's not like they're pulling ants or cockroaches off the street. These food companies are using very specific insects.
I mean, your first thought is like, ew, but at the same time, insects provide a really solid source of protein. Yeah. They would tolerate it actually very well. Just like it's well tolerated by human beings. It's just the idea of getting over the idea of where it comes from.
Several pet food companies are using insects. One of these companies, Yora, says the insects they use take up only a fraction of the land needed to raise cows or chickens.
Amount of water used, for instance. So we use 5,000 litres of water to produce 10 kilos of insect protein, whereas you'd need 1.1 million litres of water to produce the same amount of beef.
Switching to insect based.
Hold on, I got it. But let me tell you something from Slippery Slope Guy. Let me tell you what this is about.
All right.
It's not about the dogs, not about the foods, not about the protein. It's the transition into our Soylent Green economy. They're talking about green economies. They don't mean green. They mean Soylent Green. That's right. You understand? What happens now is you start feeding the pets the insects. And then they go, hey, not too bad. And they go, oh, Rusty's never been in better shape. And they go, see, insects are pretty good for you. And you know what? We have about the same metabolism and innards as the dog, What's wrong? Hey, the next thing you know, we're eating grubs ourselves. Then Rusty dies eventually, and they go, you know what? The carbon footprint of having to bury all these dogs and cremate, why don't you eat Rusty? Rusty, he just ate grubs. You're eating grubs. Now Rusty's dead. You should eat Rusty and not impact the thing. And then you die. And they go, well, you don't want to have him cremated or embalmed or anything. And it's a big environmental impact, burying all these people everywhere. What if we started eating Nana instead? Now we're in full Soylent Green. They're starting with the cows and the methane. Now we're going to the grubs. Now the dogs eat the grubs, and we eat the grubs, then we eat Nana. You understand? It goes from cows bad, grubs good, Rusty eats grubs, Rusty dies, we eat Rusty, we eat grubs, we eat each other. It's all spelled out in the movie Soylent Green. You understand? And when they say soil and they mean green movement, they really mean Soylent Green. Mm-hmm. Understand?
I got it.
Understand? And this is going to fucking thank Bill Gates for all of this. This is where we're going. Understood?
I got it.
Was that Charlton Heston?
I believe so, yes.
It was Charlton Heston, and it was like
Soylent Green is people.
Yeah. It was Charlton Heston and Edward G. Robinson. I swear to God, the gangster movies from the 30s and 40s. I swear to God, it was him and them. But they foretold this whole Soylent Green movement. That's where we're going.
I mean, I'd like to be part of the Soylent Green movement.
Oh, you will.
That was Edward G. Robinson's final film role.
Yes, that's his final film role.
They ate him after that.
All right, I've seen enough. I've laid it out, everybody.
I'll be enjoying an Adam Carolla protein bar made of real Adam Carolla.
Yeah. All right. You can go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. I think we're supposed to have... I'm laughing. I do believe there's a show that I'm doing in Portland.
All right.
That should be on that screen, but
The venue's changing.
The venue changed, right? Right. It has changed.
I never got an update.
My last conversation with Mike August was, got to push that Portland show. We're at the Portland, whatever. He said, look on the website. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on a second. It's all this is what happens. But I blame Mike.
Portland, Oregon. He's coming to town.
Yeah, it's at what comedy club on our website that I think we put up, or I was told we put it up.
Helium.
All right. Okay. It's on our website, right?
adamcarolla.com.
Yes.
Okay. There's a part of this where I say to Mike every single week, you somehow got to get this stuff, and he'll go, it's up on the site, and I'll go, okay, but it's not good enough. All right, so Helium, I don't know the dates or anything.
Portland, Oregon, at Helium on August 7th. August
7th. All right, so until then, you go to adamcarolla.com for that. Elaine Colati and Mayhem saying, Mahala. We're going to hear
You know
that?
what their attitude is? I made my money all by myself. How dare your government take my money from me? I don't want to pay taxes. Or, I built my company with my bare hands. How dare your government tell me how I should treat my customers, the land and water that I own, or my employees? They hate government. Government's a barrier to people, a barrier to stop them from doing things. They want to destroy it. We are not letting them do it, and we're united.
Okay.
Where'd the music come from?
They were playing him off, trying to get to a commercial break. You can see Whoopi. Watch it again. You'll see Whoopi going, hey, Chuck, we're going to go to break. But she's not able to interrupt.
Yes.
He is a politician, and he knows how to filibuster.
It's weird because I saw it a couple times. I didn't hear the music.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
What is that?
It's attached to the video. I haven't seen it without music before.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I've seen it. Maybe on your phone you hear it differently. But that's on the video.
So that's their
Watch
music.
Whoopi. Let's watch it again.
No, I know Whoopi makes the move, but play it again.
You know what their attitude is? I made my money all by myself. How dare your government take my money from me? I don't want to pay taxes. Or, I built my company with my bare hands. How dare your government tell me how I should treat my customers, the land and water that I own, or my employees? They hate government. Government's a barrier to people, a barrier to stop them from doing things. They want to destroy it. We are not letting them do it, and we're united.
Okay.
Oh, wow. They're playing them off. Listen, this old fuck needs to step aside. Also, it's like somebody... I always think about Mark Garagos, and Mark Garagos has clients, high-profile people.
Yeah.
And if they go, I want to sit down and do an interview with ABC, he goes, no talking. You're not going to sit there and talk, because when you start there and start talking, and later on, they're going to use it against you.
Locked into a story.
Yeah, and when Alec Baldwin was going to sit down with George Stephanopoulos and do a long interview about the whole shooting thing, Garagos was vehement. It's like, do not do that. Do not let your client go sit down with that guy. You get nothing out of it, and it will be used against you at some point. And so what's he do? He goes and sits down and talks to him, and then he says, I never squeezed that trigger. And then the FBI forensic bullet guy says it was squeezed. The trigger was squeezed. And now he's lying. And now they're throwing that in his face in court. That's why you don't do it. Chuck Schumer and all you fucking idiots that just go out there and just start running at the mouth and pissing off Americans, especially business owners and stuff, they're going to turn these into commercials against your party in the next election.
Yes.
And he's also saying the quiet part out loud, like these people starting their own business, want to keep their money. Okay. First off, fuck you. Secondly, you don't do anything. You don't run a business. You don't know what it's like. And you do not know how difficult the government makes it to navigate when you run a business. Also, nobody I know, there's not a human being I know, and I only hang out with rich guys and mayhem. Those are the only group that's just exclusively successful, wealthy, well-to-do, responsible, sober winners and mayhem are the two. That's the two groups I hang. Those are the only people I hang out with. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. None of them ever say I should pay nothing in tax. They get it. Someone's picking up garbage. There's cops to pay. There's firemen to pay. None of them say no taxes. They go less taxes. Yeah. These guys are in a 50% tax bracket in California. They're at 50%. They don't want it to be 50%. They would be over the moon with 30%. And that would seem like enough for you guys to keep a little water in the reservoirs in case the winds kick up. But okay, they don't like two things. They feel like your bullet train to nowhere that costs $80 billion more than you estimated. They feel like that's a waste of money, and they feel like the percentage is too high. But they're not worried about the concept. You guys portray all these people as guys who don't think they should have to pay taxes. No, they know they have to pay taxes. They don't want to pay at such a high rate. And as I was watching, let's watch Schumer one more time just to get me going. And by the way, reminiscent of the fantastic Obama speech from whatever year, when he's like, you didn't build that. By the way, the Obama speech is great because it's not him saying you didn't build that. It's him in front of a room of dumb losers going, you think you're smart? You think you work harder? People work hard. This fucking hard work argument is retarded. Mark Garagos works in an air-conditioned office with a high-back leather chair, and I used to work on roofs of apartment buildings. Okay, my job was harder. I worked harder than his. I didn't work smarter. I didn't get educated. I didn't get trained. I didn't put the time in that he put in, but I did work harder. Diesel mechanics work harder. Everybody, when you go to the airport and you see the dudes down with the ear protection on and they're pushing bags around on the tarmac. The throwers. Yeah. And the guy's emptying out the fucking blue water latrine from the sludge from the plane. And then the guy's hooking up the gas. He's gassing up the plane. That guy is working harder than the two pilots that are sitting in the cockpit watching them doing nothing, texting their girlfriend on their phone. They're working harder, but guess what? They get paid less. They get paid less because they didn't go to flight school and they didn't go to the Naval Academy and they didn't do what the pilots did. So what's your suggestion? How do we remedy this? Yeah, the people who work hard physically get paid less. I sit here and bloviate, not hard. Used to dig ditches, was hard. Got paid $7 an hour. $8 after I bought a pickup truck. But this whole thing, you think you work hard? Yeah, okay.
Well, also now you're not working an 8-hour day on a construction site. You're working a 15 to 16 hour a day behind a microphone. So technically, although you're not breaking a sweat for a paycheck anymore, you're still working pretty hard.
Not breaking a sweat. You listen to him?
No, I don't work that many hours, but I will say this in my defense. I rarely worked, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like no matter how shitty construction is, only a handful of Sundays. Worked a fair amount of Saturdays, but not that many Sundays. But I work Sundays now, and I'm never really off the clock because I always have an idea and I always want to share something and I'm always jotting down a note. But let's not mistake this for hard work, even though I appreciate what you're trying to do there, Dawson. All right, let's hear Chucky one more time. Sorry.
And you know what their attitude is? I made my money all by myself. How dare your government take my money from me? I don't want to pay taxes. Or,
all right, pause
I built my company with my...
Yeah, you built your company. Yes, you did make your money. You made your money by yourself, and now I would like to give a reasonable percentage of it to the government so that we could have policemen and firemen and trash. That's what we're saying. And then I start thinking about this. It's really the percentage. If you're in a high bracket in California, you're just sitting right about 50%. All right. I have an agent. He gets 10%. Mike August books a live show. He gets 10% and I get 90% because I'm on the fucking road, standing on the stage, going through the hotels, going through the airports and doing the work. Mike is very happy to stay home in Yorba Linda and take 10% of me leaving and working. The government doesn't leave or work or ever go. They didn't go on the road this weekend with me. They went 50%. My thing is like, I'm fine with a percentage, and we could agree on that. But A, don't take 50%, and then B, stop demonizing the people that are at 50% who are working Sunday fucking nights, you retard.
I think he hurts his argument when he gets into the sing-songy, I'm in
I built
kindergarten.
my business by myself. Yes, they did. Well,
this guy's a leader in the government.
Here's the people want to start a business. I know, he's a fucking asshole, and it shows how far. It shows the circles he hangs in and the people he talks to and the people he listens to. He's not hanging around with loggers who fucking work. Here, construction guys.
Both sides of the aisle are sick of the guy, and they hate him. The Democrats tell him to step down.
But also, like, think about this. All right, Mike, whatever, show business. Your manager, agent, gets 10%. Manager, 10%. Maybe agent, 10%. Book agents, guys like that. Okay. If one of those guys went, if Mike August went, you know what, I'll take 50%, I'd go, fuck off. I'm not gonna, that's nuts. I'm going on the road. I'm going on the fucking road and stand up there. I'm writing all the material. I'm sweating my ass off. You're back in Yorba Linda working on your short game, or you're in the green room devouring all the mixed nuts for me. So, no, I'm not giving you 50%. And by the way, nobody's giving you 50%. They would stop doing comedy. God's honest. If somebody said, I got a 50%, well, guess who gets 50%? Not Mike August. The government gets 50%. And they don't leave. They don't even know what I'm doing. It just comes in. Yeah. So, bullshit. But also, I was thinking about it too. It's like I started to kind of go through it in my mind. Like, I'm working with a realtor now because I've been displaced. Realtor gets 4%, 5%, 4.5%. They don't get 50%. They don't get 30%. They get, and by the way, these guys, these realtors, they'll meet you on a Thursday at night to go look at a house. They'll meet you Sunday morning. They'll go to the house. They'll meet you with 10 minutes notice. They'll get out of bed and go walk, go meet you and walk. And they could look at 20 houses and have no sales. Nothing's right. They haven't made a penny. They haven't made a penny yet. They just do it because they're trying to get 4.5%, not 50%. So I don't know where this 50% or even whatever, the federal 37%, whatever. That's way too fucking high. No other business works that way. If you do a thing where it's like you go, look, you handle the merch, I'll do the stuff, but you print the merch out, then you do the t-shirts, and then you ship the t-shirts. Okay, that guy get 25%, maybe. He's not getting 50%.
It's saying, hey, you're going to work a 9-hour day, but those last 3 hours, I get the money.
Right. Okay, so he doesn't like people who have businesses. And also, could you imagine, I just rented out, I was thinking about this woman, I rented out a warehouse to her who started her own business, dog care business, kind of, dog, dropped the dog off, had it stayed like a kennel.
Doggy hotel.
Doggy hotel. It was her house. And she started out of her house and we'd use her. And then eventually she ended up renting a warehouse of mine, and she came in and she put money into it, and put air conditioning, and did the flooring, and did all the little doggy kennels, and set up all the stuff, and paid tons and tons of dough to outfit it and get all the equipment. I'd go by there, there'd be a plumber there, an electrician there, like setting up the little doggy bath in the back with the cleaning and everything. Can you imagine going up there and going, yeah, you didn't You think you started this business yourself? No, you did. She'd fucking slap you in the face with a flip-flop. She'd be incensed if you just went in and started explaining to her she didn't do that. All right, I'll play you Obama's speech, which is good too. This one's a while ago, but by the way, this is Obama saying it out loud. Everybody, now he's basically saying, really, what they're saying is, stupid, lazy people, just vote for me. I'm not hanging out with any of you. I'll be in Martha's Vineyard with Jay-Z, but I need you to vote for me. Here we go.
If you were successful, somebody along the line gave you some help.
Oh, he's in his black voice.
There was
now.
a great teacher somewhere in your life. Somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we have that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
What? What a fucking asshole. By the way, hey, dumbos who voted for this guy, the second you saw that, you should have went, oh, Jesus, no. I'm not, no. That's called communism. I mean, I don't know what that is. That's not good. Somebody else did that. He had the first part of the speech where he went, you didn't do that yourself, and then he just kind of freeformed the second.
I think he bumbled that. Like, that wasn't what he meant.
Oh,
but he said it.
No, that's not what he meant to say. That's what he thinks.
Oh, yeah.
And also, he got in front of a bunch of dumb poor people, and he was getting carried away with himself.
What do you mean? He put on the MLK voice.
Right. Somebody built a road. Yes. Somebody built a road. And somebody had a school teacher. Yes. And you had indoor plumbing. That is correct. And then you built a business. That's how that goes. Well, so he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
By the way, look, I don't know what year that was from, Dawson. We can figure it out. But the point is this. Obama and Chuck Schumer, that isn't... That's not a unique thought. That's how that party thinks. That's how they think. Mm-hmm. We need your money because you should give it to us so we can have government take care of you and all the other people. But no one ever really gets into the part where they waste billions of dollars and trillions of dollars. That's a part. That thing is 13 years old, that speech, or 12 and a half years old. Roanoke, Virginia. And that's where he gave the speech in July of 2012. Yeah, it's not new. That's how they think, folks. So, and by the way, here's what I would say about those guys. Listen to them when they talk. That's what they mean. I mean, when Trump goes, I want to shut down the border, he wants to shut down the border. When Chuck Schumer gets sing-songy and insulty about people starting their own business, or Obama talks about you not doing it yourself, that's what he means. Mm-hmm. Now, when Kamala Harris talks, I don't know. I don't know what she means. All right, let's do one more, shall we?
Yeah, sure. I think that you mentioned Alec Baldwin. I guess I'll jump into that. Hilaria Baldwin, which is a hilarious name, snaps at husband Alec for interrupting her during a red carpet interview. Check this out.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Baldwin's. I predict Baldwin's going to fake his own death soon.
I predict he shoots another lady.
We have a horrible... Our society's so funny. Can you imagine if you reverse the roles on this?
Right.
If Baldwin pulled that on her, the internet would explode. The ladies from The View would be outraged. Now, she's a hero and empowered, but if he did that, the ladies from The View, man... They would not be happy with Alec.
Yeah. They're out here promoting their show, The Baldwins, and a new reality series. Everybody's giving a little fierce criticism because reviewers saying that it's a distasteful attempt to restore the actor's image.
Baldwin is a couple things. At the end of the day, these guys need money. You need money. You got a lifestyle, and you got 6 kids or whatever, and you gotta get paid.
Yeah.
And doing independent films is not really getting you paid. Baldwin is like one of these guys who's real high intellect guy, real smart, but sort of volatile too. And he's probably one of these guys that is, they say ignorance is bliss, and like when I see my Labrador Phil, he's always happy because he's a dope. You know what I mean? He likes it. And then there's a version of smart where you can be smart and happy, but Alec Baldwin ain't that guy. He's smart. It's sort of like you can go to the ball game and enjoy a hot dog, but if you know everything that's in that hot dog, you can't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Better to just not know and just eat that dog, bro. And Baldwin is like a super high IQ dude who just ends up sort of, if you know too much, well, a couple things. If you know a lot, then you also know there's a lot you don't know, which bothers you a little bit. It's better to be a dumb know-it-all than a smart guy that's like constantly questioning himself, you know. But he is kind of trapped in his own brain.
But like the wife, though. What's your take on her? Because like that was a weird, snappy thing to do on a red carpet in front of the whole world.
We have conditioned women to think it's funny and cool to do that kind of clap back thing and do all that stuff. We think it's funny. We think it's empowering.
He was trying to banter with her, and she, instead of yes and, she yes and shut that shit down.
Well, there's the phrase, you go, girl. There's no you go, boy. There's just you go, girl. And I think in lieu of a sense of humor, which she does not have, she tries to, she's trying to dice it up here, and it's not landing quite right. Also, what happened to her accent? Wasn't she like, in my home country, we have no word for cucumber. That is a word that you have. That is not. Was it tomato?
I didn't know that.
Oh, she had a
cucumber.
Cucumber.
We call him pepino. Cucumber.
She lost her accent.
She had an accent.
She had a como se dice moment.
Yeah, she did. Where
she was like, isn't she from Boston or something?
Well, yeah, but you know how my dad's family's from Sicily, and I walk around playing a mandolin and a squeeze box and pushing a gondola. I wear a gondolier's outfit, and you can hear my thick Italian accent all the time. And I do a lot of how you say, and you always kind of jump in and help me out in the words I can't think of because I'm thinking in Italian. That's what happens when your dad's family's from Italy. So, I can't speak good English.
We
have it?
We have it.
Oh, this is good.
We have, how do you say it? Cucumbers. We have, how do you say it? Cucumbers.
¿Cómo se dice?
Yeah, I think there's a tomato in that bowl too, so maybe I just saw it and it was cucumber or tomato, but cucumber. Yeah, all right. But now our English is
for the
good.
record, it's tomate.
Tomate and cucumbers pepino.
Sí, claro.
Oh, you know how I know cucumbers pepino?
No,
because I asked I'm sitting around. I've told the story before. I'll make it fast. But I told my Spanish-speaking nanny. I was thinking about Pepino Cuevas, a Hall of Fame boxer. Don't make that face. You're a combat sports guy.
No, I know. I just didn't know that you were going there.
Pepino Cuevas. And I said, Pepino Cuevas. And I'm just, Pepino's not. I said to my nanny, I go, what's Pepino mean? She goes, cucumber. Cucumber. What kind of... I think it means little guy or something too. But what kind of name is Cucumber Cuevas? I mean, for a fighter. You know what I mean? It's not a good...
Yeah. It doesn't evoke... It's not mayhem.
It doesn't instill... It doesn't
dangerous.
Instill fear
into
the hearts of the opponents, right?
Definitely not.
Definitely not? Pepino. Is Pepino cucumber and little man or junior or something? I think you call your kid Pepino, but it means cucumber. Maybe they just call him that. Yeah, Hall of Famer. He was a good boxer. Back when they had those blood and guts. Mexican boxers.
Yeah.
Remember those guys?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Put your head down, shoe shine.
That's right, the shoe shine.
I'm finding pepino as a spiny Andean shrub or the fruit of this plant. So it may look like a cucumber. It may be a kind of cucumber.
Oh, it's a fruit
Spiky
of
little
a
plant is a little vicious.
Pepino has roots in medieval Latin name Pepinus. Huh?
Yeah.
Meaning small or little. Oh, I don't want to connect that to penis.
Yeah, no, I thought
Penis,
maybe
yeah.
they're calling him Little Dick to piss him off.
Yeah, it means little, but it also means cucumber, which is, I don't know.
An edible, usually purple marked yellow fruit.
Whoa, Pepino's getting more phallic.
It's purple and edible. All right. Enough of this nonsense.
Shenanigans.
Enough shenanigans. Go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows coming to doing stand-up at American Comedy Club. That'll be April 11th and 12th. And then I'm traveling all over the place. So you can just go to adamcarolla.com for that. I want to thank Callie Means for the conversation. And I also want to thank Terrence K. as well. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla. For all those guys in Mayhem saying, mahalo.